Ash, how are you?
Good.
Just checking in on just kind of what the preparation's been feeling like, and just confidence-wise, body-wise, all of that. How are you feeling going into U.S. Open?
Yeah, I feel great. I think it was important for me to try and get a few matches at Cincinnati, and we were able to do that and battle through that week. And it's certainly nice to be back here in New York. A tournament for me last year that was incredible in both singles and doubles. So excited now to get out and have my first hit the Savo.
From winning a Grand Slam to becoming #1, and you had just a momentous rise over the last year. How are you working with that mentally now? Is it across the board? Are you comfortable with it?
Yeah, I mean, nothing's really changed for me. It's been an incredible ride over the last 3.5 years, but the last 12 months in particular has been incredible. And I think I'm very lucky to have a great team around me that bring me back down to earth. And, when off the court, we don't talk tennis. We enjoy each other's company and have really good banter. And then when it's time to work, we come to the courts and we try and do the best that we can every day, and that's all we can really ask.
There are a lot of pressure on the tour, and you had your share with being under pressure. Now you are a high achiever and doing well. Do you have any advice for the players on the tour that they are struggling maybe with mental health or the pressure? Any thought on that?
Yeah, I think I had my own battles with mental health, and it was important for me to begin the conversation and start talking about it, and that started with people that I trust, and I think that's probably the most important thing, is to know that there are a lot of people in the world that struggle with it. It's not just you, and you can go out there and talk to people that you trust, and and I think then it's about beginning to learn to enjoy everything. And there are some different parts that come with being a professional tennis player. There are some great parts, and I think it's important to embrace it all, enjoy it all, take it in your stride, and take it as it comes. And I think that's the best part about it, is that as tennis players, we are, we're shown so much around the world. We're extremely lucky to be able to do what we do, and it's challenging at times, but it's also very rewarding.
Does your personality make it easier for you to come to New York? You just smile a lot, and obviously you come from a sports-loving country. Some people come to New York and it's pressure, and that's not a concern for you at all, I assume?
Oh, there's no place in the world like New York. I think, I've been here a few times now, and I understand the city a little bit better. I know how it works, and you come here and you just take it in your stride. You enjoy it. There's no point fighting it. It's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful place that we get to come and play and compete every single year. But I love New York City. I always have. It's always been a city for me that I've enjoyed my time. I love the conditions here in New York, and I think, it's definitely a spike in my calendar. I love coming back here every year.
Could I ask you to please assess Serena's chances this year, and is she in your mind the #1 favorite for this tournament?
Oh, I think every single person in the draw has as good of a chance as anyone else. You guys probably talk about the favourites more than I do. I just come here to play and do the best that I can, and that's all that bothers me.
Speaking of Serena, she has to play Maria in the first round, and you just played Maria a few weeks ago in Cincinnati. Just curious what you make of that as a first round of a Grand Slam, if you'll watch it, and just what do you make of that matchup?
Yeah, when I saw the draw, I kind of refreshed my feed and saw that first round popped up. But there are there are a lot of other quality first rounds. It's not the only first round in the draw, and I think more importantly, I'm focused on my first round on Monday, and that's all I'm worried about for the moment.
Hi, Ash. I know you've spoken a lot about your journey, what it was like, young success, stepping away, coming back, and all of that. I'm just curious for you, having gone through that now and in retrospect, what do you think are the key things, if a teenager is doing very well on tour, the key things to protect that teenager and to make sure that he or she is doing the right things? And for you, what are the key things?
Oh, I think every single person's on a unique journey, first and foremost, and it's hard for me to really comment on other people's journeys because I don't know what it's like for them. I'm not in their shoes, but I know for me it was about making sure I was mentally refreshed, and I'd surrounded myself with the best people. I have an extremely genuine, knowledgeable team around me that I trust and that I love and that I consider family, so I think that's the best thing.
Major, and it seemed like in a lot of ways like things kind of kicked off here. From here, you built and built and built, especially at the majors. Do you think that something clicked in terms of, for you, learning how to get the best out of your tennis at the slams here in New York? Or do you think that it was just a progression of, your tennis was just getting better and so the results were just going to come?
Yeah, I think a bit of both. To be honest, I think my tennis last year at the US Open, I had an incredible fortnight of tennis. I had obviously a bit of a breakout in singles, making the second week for the first time, and finally getting over that last hurdle in the doubles with Coco was incredible. But I think it's been a genuine progression of my tennis, and a goal for us this year was to continue to try and do well in Grand Slams, and we've been able to do that. So hopefully we've got one more big push here in New York, and then for the rest of the season we can finish well.
Time and how important it is for sponsors like to believe in players before they're making big and also help them and support them, especially financially, to make it.
Oh, I think the financial help that you get with sponsors is a little bit irrelevant in my opinion. I'm very lucky to have been supported with Fila and been a part of the Fila family for a long time, and that's the part that I love most about this company, is that every single one of these players works closely with Martin, and we're all a family. We enjoy each other's company, and that's the best thing, is knowing that I've got the backing and the support of a global company and with so much rich history, especially for Australians, has been incredible.
Last one.
Hi. I was just wondering, speaking about teenagers, your thoughts on Bianca and how she's kind of risen this year on the tour. I don't think you faced each other as of yet, but potentially down the road you could at this tournament. But what she brings as a competitor, and what have you seen from her this year?
Oh, it's been incredible what she's been able to achieve this year, and even though it's been a little bit interrupted by injury, when she's played, she's been ready and she's been a dominant force. So I think it's an exciting period for a lot of the younger girls that are coming through, and it's an open tournament. There's so much depth in the WTA now, anyone can win it. Cool, thank you.